Yo, what's good, sneaker freaks? It's Ted the Money Mogul, and I'm back at y'all again with the never cleaning. And today we're gonna be focusing on strictly resetting the suede. So I got some 2010 Flint grade 13s here. They're like mad old, as you can see, like what you guys can't see, but there's a little bit of separation. The shoe is starting to separate, not much, but enough that I'm not gonna put these in the washing machine just because I don't want them to fall apart. But the main thing that I'm super concerned about on this shoe is how the suede is starting to like lose its texture. It's getting really hard and it's starting to kind of flare up a little bit. The mesh here is like super dusty and dirty. That's like some really bad dirt in those pods there. I don't know if you guys can see that too good. And of course the toe box is super crushed. So we're just gonna focus on getting this material and this fabric back right, and we're gonna wash the shoe without the washing machine. Just because if you put old shoes in a washing machine, it's very likely that the shoe will fall apart. So the best method when it comes to like a shoe that's like 10 years or older, just go ahead and hand wash it, let it sit fully dry, and move on to the next thing. So let's just get right to that.
I used to put on my mask to eat, I used to go robbing creep. Shit, now I robbing jeans and I got the finer things. I'm smoking the finest weed, I'm living my wildest dreams. I got this with my niggas, ain't no iron team. I used to put on my mask to eat, I used to go robbing creep. Shit, now I robbing jeans and I got the finer things. I'm smoking the finest weed and living my wildest dreams. I got this with my niggas, ain't no iron team. I'm taking a trip down memory lane, I hit a lick on the middle lane.
We're gonna put 1, 2 to the side for before and after purposes. Today we're just gonna be working on the right shoe. And the owner already went to the liberty of taking the shoestrings out, so don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we end up having to stuff the shoe with like t-shirts and socks or whatever old materials you have laying around because my shoe tree wasn't big enough, and getting this shape, the original shape of the toe box and like kind of on up to here, is super important when doing any type of cleaning or restoration, because you definitely want to be able to get in the cracks. So that was just, we had to do what we had to do. So anyway, get your rejuvenator or whatever solution you're using, 2 squirts. Start with your soft bristle brush. So when you clean the suede, try to clean in one direction so you can try to get that suede to lay back how it naturally was. And for the mesh, it's a little bit harder, it's a little bit thicker. You can go in circular motions with that, but you don't want to like saturate it with a whole lot of water. So when you dip your brush in, let all that water bring out. So since our midsole is also suede, we're gonna skip the step with our medium bristle brush, but I am gonna use it to clean up this leather. It does still have some stains in it that I'm pretty sure the medium bristle brush will get out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use it for that, and then we'll just skip straight to the stiff bristle brush to clean the pods and the bottoms. So we got the soles clean, we got the uppers clean, we got the insides clean. I am gonna take the bristle brush and go over the pods. Of course, we're gonna unyellow them. We're not just gonna leave them like that. But I am gonna go ahead and take the bristle brush and go over the pods a little bit and try to remove some of that staining before we do the unyellowing, just to help the process since we're not gonna put the shoes in the washing machine. Microsoft towel, just kind of like damp it a little bit, like pat it dry just a little bit, because we are going to take it to the sink and get this soap and suds out. Alright y'all, so we finally got the shoe nice and clean here. As you can see, we got that leather back nice and crisp. We got all that dirt out of that glue mesh, out of these little holes here. All that's gone. The suede is still kind of buttery soft. Because of all the water, it is starting to harden up a little bit, but that's okay because we're going to do a suede treatment anyway. That's going to be the last thing we do though. First thing we're going to do is tape up the bottoms and use either our indoor setup or our sun, and go ahead and remove some of the yellow one out of these pods. So we got the shoe all taped up here. So now we're just gonna take our Chris Custom Salt Sauce, put the shoes outside. Alright guys, so we got the shoes out the sun. We did the conditioning that we needed to do for the pods here at the bottom. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the tape, and then we're gonna start working on these scratches that's in the toe box. We're just gonna focus on the toe box here. Of course, if you've been watching my customs and my restorations, you know that I love the sandpaper method. It gets it nice and smooth. So these scratches aren't really super deep. We just want to smooth it out, so it shouldn't take too long. But I'm just gonna use the sandpaper method. Start off with your 400 grit and work your way on up to your 1500 grit. Now that we got that all sanded out, we're just gonna go ahead and take our acetone or our leather plan deglazer by Angelus, or our 100% acetone nail polish remover, some cotton balls, and go ahead and get all that residue off from the sandpaper and the extra paint that was left over. Alright, so after we finished the prep work and we got the all the residue off of these acetone the shoe, we're gonna go ahead and tape up all the uppers and this suede part here, because we're gonna use some adhesion promoter. Just go outside, make sure you're in a well ventilated area, because you don't want to breathe in too much of that stuff. So we're just gonna use some adhesion promoter. That's also gonna help the paint stick to the shoe, and it's gonna make your paint more flexible, so it'll make your shoe more wearable. Before we start painting, went on and we laid the adhesion motor down on the shoe. Again, I used Bulldog adhesion promoter. I went outside. I can actually still smell it. It's really strong. Make sure you spray that stuff in a ventilating area, because it is a lot of fumes to be breathing in. So we did go ahead and spray it down. We let it dry a little bit, and now we're just going to take our paint mix here. And what this paint mix has in it is our regular Angelus white. Of course, some too thin, because we're going to be using our airbrush. I did add a touch of matte finisher in it, just because I like my paint mixtures to be solid. So I did add a touch of that, and just a touch of duller. And even though we added the spray on adhesion promoter, I added also some Cretex adhesion promoter in the paint to make the paint itself more flexible. Alright, so we let the paint dry overnight. We took the tape off the suede here, so you know, none of that sticky residue stuck onto the suede. So we're looking kind of good. We got the pods nice and white. We got the toe caps repainted. We got our tongues looking nice and white. Everything is finally done. So what we're gonna do before we move on and resetting the suede is go ahead and lock and key in this paint on these toe boxes that we did. So I'm gonna use our Raleigh Restoration Scratch Resistor. Just gonna take me a brush here. So we got our scratch resistant applied on here. Now you can use this as a sealer. You do not have to do like a finisher or whatnot, especially because I use matte finish in my paint. So I could just keep it like that and then use this as a sealer and like be done with the toe box. You also can airbrush this product. You do not have to paint it. Me personally, I like to apply it with the paintbrush just because it's even, like, I don't know, I can see my strokes better. It is a water-based product, so really if you're gonna use it with a an airbrush, just take like a little mixing jar like this, or if your airbrush comes with the little jar at the end, pour it in there and maybe like half and half, like so half this, half water, or like 75% Raleigh and then 25% water, and just shake it up until it's nice and thin, and then it should just spray smoothly out of the airbrush. But if you are gonna put this in your airbrush, wash after every use with this, because it can clog up even if you do use the water to thin it. So that's just something important. My tip to you. So once this is all dry, which I use my heat gun to help speed up the process, and I just kind of let it sit for a little bit, we're gonna go outside. Well, first we're gonna tape up these areas here, everything that we don't want the matte finisher to get on. So I'll leave the tongues out because I don't know if it gets on that, but all of this in here and all of this on the side, we're gonna tape all that up, especially the suede. Gonna go ahead, put our matte finisher on there, come back, reset the suede, and we should be done. So after we got all the tape removed off the shoe, we're gonna go ahead and take our Angelus Suede Renew, shake it up, and we're gonna spray it on all the suede areas. So you wanna have it about 10 feet away, should be fine, just spray it directly on there. Then we're gonna take our Suede Renew kit from Angelus. Take the soft bristle brush, this in there, and work it in. Go ahead and work it in there, and then we're gonna wipe off the excess with a rag or your Microsoft fiber towel. But before you do any of those steps, you wanna go ahead and kind of condition the shoe. Take your soft bristle brush, wipe through it, wipe it one way preferably, just so it can lay down nice and flat. And you're gonna work it in with this as well. And when you first spray this on the suede, it is going to darken it. It's going to wet it, so it's not going to look like that same color when you first spray it on there. Once it dry, it's going to lighten up. The color should begin to come back. You should be able to wipe it back and forth like butter. But you just gotta let it manifest. Gotta let it manifest. Alright guys, so we all finished up with our 2010 Flint grade 13s. So a lot of work went into getting these shoes back to how they originally was. Of course, we had to reshake the toe box here because they was kind of sunken in. This one's still a little bit sunken in, but it's okay. I'll stick something in there for a few hours and it should come back right back up. We had to get some of those scuffs and grooves out the toe boxes and repaint here, so we got that nice smooth white surface. Of course, we had to go over the tongues one more time as well, clean up those shoelaces, and the most important, which took the longest and the funnest part, is resetting the suede on the shoe here. So a few things, a few different steps we went through to get the suede reset. First we had to clean it, of course, and then after that we went on and like kind of brushed all the dirt and stuff out of it after it was nice and dry. Then we used our Angelus Suede Renew, sprayed it on there, kind of rubbed it in, brushed it in there, let it dry, took it off, and then we went on and conditioned it with our Angelus mink oil. So all those things you can find on Angelus.com, AngelusDirect.com actually, and Rejuvenator for as far as our cleaning products, and anything else you want to use, you can pretty much find on Amazon. So if you like what we did in this video, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday.
She gon' do it for a real nigga. Believe that. Ghetto type of fuck you, they go actually wear the weed. Fuck up. Laying in the bag of the pickup, bitches to stick up. We just need the money, give a fucking nigga fill up. Fuck her like a demon, she fainted for me to fill her up. But she a throwaway, so I busted her, now you know what's up.